Okay, we should be... Alright, welcome everyone. I'll be lurking here, but nonetheless hope the stream goes well. Yeah, that's fine. Welcome everyone to, well, there's a very... Oh, looks like I got to grab water already, that was fast. Just give me 2 seconds, we'll go immediately go back to... Be right back, but before I do that, welcome to the stream. Yes, for the first time hopefully in quite a while, I'm actually doing a late night stream for once. Honestly, it's just like, mainly because I don't feel tired for some reason, and I don't know why. I normally rest up at this time, but first of all, I'm gonna hydrate in just a second. We rarely have streams where there's like a massive game that we do, like that's super hyped up. So you know, it's nice to just dumb things down after a little while, and just, you know, if you want something to relax to, this is definitely going to be the stream for it. So nothing's going to be like out of the ordinary, especially like nowadays, because I don't know what time it is for you, but it's currently 10 PM for me, so yeah. Oh yeah, I should probably, so let me go grab some water just so I can hydrate. I'm 5 hours... Oh yeah, I've just hydrated. I'm 5 hours ahead of you. So in that case, my late night evening is basically your afternoon, pretty much. But we're gonna be going for... I don't know, quite a while. We'll see how long we can go for. I do have a couple things sort of planned that I want to do. Like... I do have, like... The funny thing is I have a book. We haven't even finished the other one, How to Stop That Time, but I have a new one that I might be reading a little bit later on. And most of it is just more so just going to be kind of chill. Because, you know, it's always nice to just do things, just lay low for a little while. And I do have my little baby here, which is where you guys are. So, oh, there we go, geesy. And I've got myself wrapped up in a blanket, not my actual one. My other one has been thrown across the room, so this one will have to do for now. But, yeah. So, what has basically been happening... I do like giving these little updates. Water. What's basically been happening is... how can I say? I've just been kind of finding the time for myself to get better mentally, shall we say, because it's been a rough couple weeks, shall we say, that obviously that a lot of personal stuff in my life I've had to deal with, like with work, and I have wanted to come back to streaming, you guys know this, but at the time there wasn't really much that I could think of that I wanted to stream. I was gonna do, well, I have been informed of a game that we are gonna be playing. Not today because it's not released yet, but we're gonna be playing Bendy's Secrets of the Machine. I think I can. Oh goodness, excuse me. Secrets of the Machine, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, for some reason this game has just appeared out of nowhere. It's not out yet. It's coming out, according to Steam, it's coming out on the 14th. So definitely look forward to that. Like, hey, a new game we can play. But yeah, it's just it just came out of nowhere. Like, well, it hasn't come out of nowhere in a sense that I can actually play it. But hey, a new stream. A new stream? You know what I mean? There's like more stuff to stream afterwards in the near future. But 9 times out of 10, I've just been sort of finding the time to get better for myself mentally and actually like physically come back to streaming, shall we say. And I figured, why not just do something that's nice and relaxed for once, and not just like overthink everything like I normally do, where I'm just like, oh, I have to stream something, but I don't know what. I don't know what exactly do I stream. We can do this every so often. Like, this is not bad, like we've done in the past before. And I'm kind of excited to stream something like this. Obviously, I always miss you guys, even when I'm not streaming and I'm just chatting to you guys in the Discord. I always miss it when I hang out with you guys. Yeah, it means a lot that this community is small, but it is forever growing. And I'm getting sentimental already. I've only been streaming for 16 minutes, but you know what? I'm not going to focus on how long, because in the end it doesn't really matter how long I stream for. It's more so that I'm hanging out with my community and just having a nice, chill, relaxing moment with, well, the people that I love, which is, well, right up there, of course. Whoever pops in, as long as they don't cause any trouble or anything like that, I'm always happy to have new people in my community, because hey, that's what makes this family, at least this family, so great, because it's not just my family, it's ours. Like, it's a family that we grow together. I can't speak. It's a family we grow slowly but surely. That's what I was trying to get at. And whether you're watching this, I don't know, when you're just laying down, listening to my voice while you're just chilling in bed, or you're just doing something in general and you just want something on in the background, yeah, it means a lot. Like, it means a lot to have you guys here. Yeah. We are gonna... I do wanna... Let's get rid of this. We are gonna be doing some satisfying videos or something like that, because I think that can help with like relaxation and things like that, and just like, it's a nice chill stream. And it's an ASMR as well, so it's definitely much better than mine. Let's just say that. I'm experiencing the torture that is Overwatch 2 while listening and watching you. well, obviously I haven't played Overwatch 2 in a good bit, or as I like to call it, not really a sequel, just an update. It was literally just an update. Which I do find that weird with Overwatch. Like, I genuinely thought it was, when it was like announced that Overwatch 2 was going to be released. It's such a skill and team-based game. Yeah, I mean, I suck at it. Like, trust me, I've streamed Overwatch, like the original Overwatch before, and yeah, my performance was just, yeah. Let's not go there. Let's not go with that performance right there. But yeah, I know a couple of people that still do play Overwatch, or they like have their moments. They fired most of the entire narrative team, so no more deep plot. No, do you know what we should do? I don't know if I get in trouble for it, but we could react to like the no, should we react to like the animations for it, like a little bit later on? That could be good. Like, we could do that. It's... I know it can be, like, pretty hyped up, but we could, like, react to it. The only thing is, though, I don't know if I'll get... I don't know if I get copyrighted for it, or anything like that. Yeah, the most common streaming, you get copyrighted for it. But maybe, we'll see. However, as I was saying, yeah, I've been, what have I been up to? Oh, my family actually, for a little while, I actually finally got my, PS5, finally, which, you know, I'm super happy about. What I've been doing, it's all sorted out, like, obviously, because I already have my PlayStation Plus account already on there, so I got 90%, in fact, I got 100% off my games. I need one. It was my mother. It was my mother who, God bless, she bought it. She bought it for me. I did. This is the thing, though. Like, whenever people see something that you want, or like they say, "Oh, look, there's a new console out. I'm going to get it for you." And I constantly told her, like, you don't have to. Like, honestly, I could do with a even a simple hug is fine. Like, if I ever meet you guys at, like, a convention or anything, and you hand me a gift that's like 500 plus pounds or dollars, I'm gonna be like, this is so generous. Thank you for putting the effort in. But you really didn't need to go to that length. A simple hug would a simple hug would have been fine. But it is a very generous. It is a very, very generous gift that my mother did give me. I'm always thankful when this sort of stuff happens. On the PlayStation 5 front as well, I've also been playing a lot of Spider-Man 2 in my spare time. And I gotta say, what they were saying about the PlayStation 5 and the controller-wise, if you do get one or you already have one, the experience you have with the controller makes it all worth it, in my opinion. It just feels crazy, like absolutely ridiculous. Oh, excuse me. What I mean is, like, for example, what they said about, like, the controller having, like, different sensitivities rather than the DualShock. Yeah, they weren't kidding, because, like, the vibrations or the stiffness of the controller, shall we say, it actually changes depending on what you're doing. Like, I don't know how they do it, how they manage to do it, but it's wow. Like, experience it for yourself and you're gonna see exactly what I mean. But back to the main topic at hand, I was playing a lot of, like, Spider-Man 2 because the first game was absolutely, like, 10 out of 10, brilliant. But this game is this game is an 11 out of 10, just from the sheer, not the complexity, but for certain shooters the trigger is harder to pull depending on what gun you have equipped in said game. Exactly. Like, I don't know how they got away with it. I know Call of Duty does it. I might need to try that. The only thing is, I'm bad at FPSs or just any shooter game. Any, like, put me in a PvP against someone that does, or just any PvP in general. Yeah, this is not gonna end well for me. It's not gonna end well for me because I just cannot grasp my head around it. I don't know what's wrong with me. Then again, FPSs aren't really my type of game. Even though I do have, for some reason, I have Modern Warfare already installed on the on the thing. So hey, what do I know? But yeah, it's just been like a nice pastime and just a nice relaxing. I was about to say nice relaxing sensation for me. That is weird. That is a weird thing to say. I'm never saying that again. It's it's a nice pastime for me. And that's mostly what I've been doing. While I've been slowly recovering, I've just been finding things to keep me busy. Just to keep me like just calm, relaxed, and just enjoy myself a little bit. Because sometimes that's just all you need. Although sometimes life can be a bit manic on other ends, but hey, that's why we're all here, just to get through it. Why is there an ad break? Oh yeah, I set one for every 30 minutes, but yeah, it'll be fine. Will you stop clipping out? It seems one of you tries to escape my little grasp, but the comfiness is too much for you. You're trying to escape, but you cannot escape me. You can never escape. I have you in my midst. You are not going anywhere, my little Herasite. Where am I looking? But seriously, literally, this is... If I could, this is exactly where I'd keep you guys. Just nice and warm, close to my heart. Yeah, I'll just keep you right here and give you all these snuggies that you'd like. But don't come to me in conventions that basically, like, just follow me about. That sounds weird. They're just basically just going to conventions, basically saying, "Can I have snuggies? Where are the snuggies at? He has snuggies. Where are they? Where are the snuggies? Are they over here? Or are they over here? I don't know where they are." I do eventually plan to like go to do meet and greets and things like that, like IRL, which I am nervous about, shall we say, because obviously. No, Nightfall. Sleep well. Sleep well. It's like a scary thing, especially like going to your first convention. I'm talking like I'm actually going to one. I'm not, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm not. Not yet anyway. Maybe like in the near future I will be heading to like conventions and things like that to do actual like meet and greets and signings and things like that. But we're not going to get ahead of ourselves just yet, because, you know, I'm still only a small VTuber, so baby steps, shall we say. Always take account in your baby steps. And that's with anything, like, not just, obviously not with streaming, but just like with baby steps, like when you're riding a bike, or you're learning to drive a car, or like learning a new game, or even making games. It's all about the baby steps, because once you understand the fundamentals, you'll go a very long way. Trust me. I'm still learning. Like, there's some things about streaming I still am unsure of, but hey, sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. That's it. That's at least how I see it. I mean, I think I've definitely come a long way from when I first started. Like, if I can find them, I'll try and find. Actually, I think I can just literally just screen nab it. So I was talking about this. What is my suggestion? Okay, I'm just gonna pretend that I did not see that, and you lot do not need to see what I just saw. That is an absolute definite thing you do not need to see. Of all the things to appear in my YouTube recommended, that was not one of them. But let me just nab it for you. Because I've already showed like what my model progression's been like, but I actually haven't shown what my thumbnail progression was like. How do I do this again? Oh, there we go. Date. Let's do this. So let me download this one. And it saved as a web PNG. Thank you very much. Why did you save as a web PNG? I'm trying to make a point. Oh, that's a JPEG, okay. Why did I save in 2 different formats? What was wrong with me? I decided to save in 2 different formats. Why? Anyway, let me just grab these. Please pull up the first one, I'm begging you. Yay, okay. So, there was the first one. This was my thumbnail. I didn't even put any effort into the thumbnail. All I did was just screen nab the game I was playing and then just called that as my thumbnail when I started. But over time, when I gained like more equipment and I was able to develop, I was able to make thumbnails like these, like from that to this. And that's exactly what it is. Like, progression takes time. Like, it takes a lot of time to get something right. Why? Oh god. Okay, since there's an ad break going on, I'm going to quickly go on to be right back, and I'm gonna see what else I can nab for us. It's yeah, we'll let that ad break finish before I carry on. Wait, can I turn myself back up? There we go. Let's just turn that back down. Okay. Ad break is all finished. But yeah, as I was saying, like, this was what? When was this? 2017? And, well, this was recent, so this was 2024. When was this? I am so dumb. but you get the idea, like, progression is always gonna take as much time as it needs to. This was all done on the phone, by the way. Like, that thumbnail there, that was done on the phone. And this as well, with the setup I have now. Yeah, that's kind of sort of the point I was getting at. I don't even know what the original point was, but I somehow made a point out of it. I don't even know what point I made. Oh my god. I just spilled water all over my chin. Ugh. Anywho, I have thought about what we could do, or at least what I could do, is we could do a bit more of Infinity Craft, because the reason why I say that is because even though, like, I'm gonna be more chill with it, because it's not, if you think about it, it's not that much of a hyped up game, it's just making a bunch of ridiculous stuff. So anything that isn't too like through the roof, I think we could do for this stream. Yeah. So I think what we're going to do now is let me grab. I've already got the video up. This is our. Let's close that, mute that. Do multiple things at once because I need to multitask. Okay, we're gonna be doing a where is it? Let's bring up the monitor. Also, ignore that for a second. Okay, so we're gonna be doing some short ASMR videos, just a few. I also need to bring up the stream on my phone so I can actually see what you guys are saying. And yes, I did just type in satisfy because why not? Grabbing it up now. Because I do like to keep an eye on you guys. Okay. Hoping my phone is actually on vibrate so it doesn't go off or fall over. Thank you. Stream manager, and hopefully you guys can actually hear. I keep saying like guys, my Herasites, my loving Herasites. That's what you guys are. You're always going to be my loving Herasites. Can I please see my chat? Or are you going to be a massive pain in my neck? Hi Jimmy, everything is all well. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a nice sleep. We're just, it's gonna be, it's more so of a chill stream today, so just nice and relaxed. So if you wanna stick around, it's more so just gonna be like, more so like this, rather than like normally perked up and hyped up things like that. So yeah. That's mostly what the stream's going to be about. But satisfying videos for, well, hopefully some of you may already be asleep, so yeah. So, did I mute this? Oh, I muted it. Okay. I wanted the stream to be quiet, not this quiet. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Have a nice rest, Jimmy. Okay, that's me when my brother and I have an argument. Oh. somewhat counted. There we go. We might react to that one up there afterwards. See if I don't say the word. I love the sound of ice cracking. Yeah. I don't actually know, like... Okay, I was about to say, I don't actually know what satisfies me. This actually does. I don't know why. Like, when you're burning into stuff, it just feels so... That's just like my... Not my pet peeve, but what I go to. Okay, that's nice. Oh, off it goes. I I used to be terrified of those things. Like, I don't know why, but whenever my anyone would squeeze them in front of me, I just wouldn't like it. Obviously, I'm fine with it now, but oh god, cleaning a tire, heck yeah. I mean, true, yeah. Oh, okay, that's... Oh, the burns. I love the burns. I love the burning ones so bad. So bad? What? I mean, I'm sure that when you're driving, dirt definitely does get caught, especially in the rims, so yeah, it needs to be cleared up afterwards. And that's actually a good way, as you mentioned, to get rid of all the dirt out. Excuse me. That one mosquito in the top corner of my room in the morning. Okay. Thank you very much. So, we can't say... I can't say wow for 30 minutes. Yeah, I can do that, I'm sure. Oh. Especially the insides, too much dirt buildup could lead to an imbalance which worsens ride comfort, and if unchecked for a really long time, it can absolutely ruin your wheel bearings. Well, I mean, I can't say much because I don't drive yet, but I'm sure that it could, like, yeah, it could be very damaging. You're definitely right about that, Jimmy. Hey, at least I know that once I start driving and I have any driving tips, I'll definitely come into you for advice. Or at least how to fix them. Ooh.
Turkish public baths are renowned across the globe. Here's a sneak peek into why that is the case.
What? I don't know much about driving itself though, just the vehicle maintenance. I mean, it's still, especially like car-wise, it's still good to know that, so... You know, it's nice to know that. Or at least how to maintain your own car. Also, if it is a bit too loud, just let me know and I'll turn it down just a little bit on my end. How is he hovering? Oh, that's not right. Wait, what? I mean, I'm doing well. I haven't said it so far.
Did you know that grasshoppers also shed their skin? Nature never ceases to amaze, does it? The coolest cross crocs I have ever seen. But seriously, isn't this a genius design for a bed? You sleep with your head somewhat isolated from light and noise. Little kids would also be safe from falling from bed in sleep. Finally, it would also add a touch of fun to your home interior. Crocs, please make this a reality. If you think the train from the famous anime Totoro actually exists in Japan, I regret to inform you that it does not. This is a CGI skillfully edited into an actual video of a normal train.
Oh, I want that giant croc. I mean, nice. I mean, it's like that fairy tale come to life, you know? It's because there was a story that a woman lived in a giant shoe, so hey, it could be a reality. Down it goes. Whee! Oh, it's giving me KFC like flashbacks. Because I used to work in one, and the amount of gravy that I had to do. Let's just say I got PTSD from gravy now for the amount of time I had to work with that. I'm not joking, by the way. I just stare at a pot of gravy and I just think, KFC. My worst nightmare. Okay, that was cool.
This is what happens when your kids get to the Hello Fresh box.
They go over here.
This is a reminder to people that you can show your support or resistance to one side or the other in a dispute through your art or craft, which seems to me to be a far more productive endeavor than marching in large rallies on the streets. What do you think? This miniature robot helps clean the accumulated oil residue in all the pipes leading to your chimney. I wonder how the water being sprayed can be dried out, though.
Ooh. I just realised how satisfying videos can really help with people with ADHD as well. Oh no. I thought the grass was going to be cake for a second. Trust me, that's every VTuber's dream, so we don't have to touch it. Oh wait, if it was cake then we would want to touch it, because, you know, free cake is free cake at the end of the day.
This precision skill with
Huh?
which the cleaner directs the dirt flow is akin to a master sweeper using his broom. In the hands of a skilled cleaner and a high-pressure
What was
water
that?
machine, dirt
Oh.
and grime become mere memories, unveiling the world's natural brilliance. In this scene, a Chinese mythical dragon comes into reality, in the form of a long floating chain of boats, resulting in an epic scene and a fantastic experience for those on board.
They have to have 4 people working on that. That's crazy. I don't even know what they're making, but I want to know. Okay, what? Jeez. Is that carbonara? Oh god, carbonara, I love it. Big ice cream, I want. Oh, so that's how they're made. Oh goodness, flashing lights. Oof. I don't know why, but hold on. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Why does this look like Giorno Giovanna's hair? Like, I'm not the only one that sees that, right? Mainly the front bit? Like the front bit of his hair? No.
Here is a unique and creative idea to increase your height while looking creatively fashionable. Dozens of crayons glued together under your shoes. With this, you can leave your mark wherever you go. Fashion shows increasingly seem to be turning into comedy shows, and I love that. It's more entertaining and thought-provoking that way.
Um.
All
Okay.
these unique clothes provoke your thoughts and leaves you wondering, what's the point of all this?
How is this helping anyone? I mean, go for it, I guess, but...
I I don't get it. Who would design a bed with a spring in it? What's the point? What additional comfort will it provide? How can it...
Why? Why? I can tell you right now, people are not going to be using that spring for what it's made for. I can tell you that right now.
enhance anyone's life? Please enlighten me in the comments.
Hey, do you want a bed that constantly causes you to have a fit? Have one that has an automated spring in it. It's definitely not what we made it for, but go right ahead. Giddy, giddy. Apparently. And I say that because I have no clue what it is. Because that's just my go-to response half the time. Are those soaps? No, wait, they're too big for that. What are they? Oh, that's nice.
Doing barbecue for the first few times is fun, but keeping it fun over a long period of time requires some kind of creativity and novelty. Here is an inspiration to those who want to up their barbecue party to the next level.
He was
The
having
belt
a
on your
barbecue
trousers
and
must be the
flexing.
hardest thing to lose on you. This is the idea that served as the inspiration for the design and creation of this belt. It incorporates into its metal frame a lighter or a penknife depending on your needs.
You're in a dark alleyway, someone's trying to mug you. You show them that belt. They know you're a gambler, so they go the other direction.
Skip the scene if you're hungry. Otherwise, I want to express my heartfelt sympathies to vegetarians watching this scene. I think we all agree this looks delicious and juicy. Am I right or am I right?
He really said that. Well, I know someone that will be mad. And I'm not bothered. Why is this somewhat mesmerizing? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Behold the mesmerizing sight of ice drifting in Chicago's wind gusts. Winter in Chicago can be a magical time of year. The city transforms into a winter wonderland. This candy shop in Hong Kong customizes their candies to your liking by melting it into any shape you choose. Be it the face of Naruto, an anime character, a Chinese character, or anything in between.
He made Zoro. The many whole things I don't like makes me feel weird. I mean, yeah, I wasn't entirely too sure on that, and it kind of weirded me out a little bit, so understandable. Okay, that's cool.
Don't you ever think the logos on your laptops lack some context? Why is an apple there as it serves no purpose or tells no story? If such questions are bothering you, here's how you can give them context or attach a storyline to them while making what is yours, uniquely yours.
Oh. I mean, with Snow White, it actually kind of works. Oh, wait, I've got an idea. For anyone that has a MacBook and actually like does spray painting, here's what you could do if I go back a little bit more. What you could do is, if you really want to be interesting, even Lucifer. or even the snake. Like, if you really want to go for it. I don't know why my mindset went to that, but... No, I don't like that. I think that was incredibly stupid. That isn't though. That's really cool. Anxiety, exactly.
Only true dedication and filial piety to parents could compel anyone to the tedious task of covering their whole kitchen with gummy bears. The result
The audacity to slap the TikTok logo in gummy
is
bears.
stunning to say the least. One
What?
wonders how it holds up in heat though. Who knew a coin could be the best vessel to modernize the look and style of Abraham Lincoln? He is transformed into a contemporary anarchist hippie.
No.
If you ask me, Abraham Lincoln and the modern anarchist hippie would probably get along quite well after a few Socratic dialogues on their respective philosophies. A movie enthusiast goes to iconic film locations with snapshots of specific scenes in different movies. Each snapshot still perfectly aligns with the actual locations. James Bond, Harry Potter, Spider-Man, and Sherlock Holmes are among the featured.
I mean, so I
What
didn't.
other films did you recognize? Leave them in the comments below.
It's the postal dude with the mohawk. The dedication. I know. Like, the fact that multiple people went to these locations just to, like, match the screenshot. Bliss. Imagine if it was one dude that did it. I need one of these post-haste. Do you have any idea how infuriating it is when I'm changing my bed sheets and the the duvet doesn't go inside the mattress, so I have to take it out just to put it back in, hoping that I get the corners, only to miss it later on, and then it just looks like it looks like half flimsy. No, that's not right. Get it off. Get it off. I actually had to look away. I had to shield my eyes for that one. Why? We're gonna get some doggo videos in. Don't worry, we're gonna get
This
some
video has me
animals in.
questioning whether the wooden carrier is doing any of the heavy lifting. In any case, it seems to make the task easier, if not any lighter. Cheers to the bicycle that gets you nowhere. This set of bicycles are inspired by a desire for bonding through shared activity. These conjoined bicycles serve more as an art exhibition, just on the next level. Most art exhibitions do not serve a specific purpose other than to trigger certain thoughts or a mode in its spectator. However, this artwork serves a distinct purpose: community building. People bond and form communities through shared experiences and activities done together. When you make them ride bicycles attached to each other, they will have no other option but to become friends much faster while practicing a healthy activity.
Yes, this is how I've been doing it all wrong. All I needed to do was get on a circular bicycle and go around in a circle. Except I don't have any
This
friends.
intricate translucent structure is a squid egg case, a marvel of nature that protects and nurtures the next generation of these mysterious creatures. They're often attached to underwater structures, plants, or the ocean floor.
I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. I love you guys. Oh, this is gonna be loud, isn't it? Oh,
Aren't they? Of course. I believe they've always been on our side.
maybe. That's juicy. Why did I say it like that? What is wrong with me? Oh god, here again. Again with this. I love it. Wait. What? That's too much. That's a lot of cheese.
This gadget offers a seamless way to achieve that professional finish,
I mean, I
leaving
like
you with
cheese as well,
walls
but
and
not that
ceilings
much.
that look as good as new. Our skilled renovator employs this unique gadget that simplifies the process of perfectly applying plaster to tape, which is then used to bond, conceal, and smoothen the joints of plasterboards. With precision and care, the renovator skillfully applies the plaster, ensuring each joint is perfectly covered, creating a seamless and smooth surface. The satisfying and awe-inspiring aspect of this process is how a simple gadget can make a world of difference. The ease and versatility of spray foam insulation, a material known for its exceptional insulating properties, are unmatched. You can see the effortless precision of trimming away excess spray foam insulation, showcasing the simplicity of its application. Laser engraving is a clean and safe method to customize and personalize your gadgets. Once it's imprinted, it serves as a way to distinguish your laptop, for example, out of the dozens of identical laptops of your coworkers or friends. Most importantly, it can serve as a definitive identification mark or evidence of ownership in cases of theft. What image or logo would you have laser imprinted on your devices, if at all? Let me know in the comments.
Oh, there was back in like a couple years ago where me and my mother used to go to Dunkin' Donuts. Watched we were actually able to see like the process of the donuts being made while we were placing our order, and it was just I would just stare in front of the window the entire time just watching dough turn into that and then just become, well, donuts. It was just so satisfying to watch. That's unfortunately closed down now. Is it closed? No, I don't think it's closed, but I don't know if they still do that. like the whole, like showing showing the process of the donuts being made.
Jävla pion alltså.
Through a time-lapse journey, nature's artistry unfolds before your eyes. It begins at 6:30 p.m. as the first snowflakes gently descend from the heavens. As the night progresses, the landscape gradually transforms into a winter wonderland. As morning arrives, the world is bathed in soft morning light, revealing the full extent of the snow's magic. Meet our master carpenter, an artist who breathes life into this wooden canvas. Every chisel and every stroke is a testament to his, and by extension to humans' talent and dedication. With incredible skill and precision, the artist carpenter begins to carve a smiling human face from the solid block of wood. As the carving progresses, you can see the face taking shape, with each detail meticulously crafted. The eyes, the nose, and the heartwarming smile all emerge from the wood, creating a lifelike expression that radiates with charm. The satisfaction in witnessing the transformation of raw material into a masterpiece is hard to express.
Bunny! Well, I didn't say the entire word the entire time. No bun bun. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. We're going way back now. Like, we're going back to like the classics. And I'm talking about the before the 2010s type of classics. Where this is what everyone was watching back in the day.
Switch to Chrome to protect yourself from malware. Less worrying.
Opera GX for life now.
I'm zooming in my room. My zoom is off forever. My zoom is all together. Zoom, 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 zoom. I'm zooming over there. I'm zooming over here.
Panda! Oh, that's so cute. I love pandas. Monkey. Wait a minute. Oh, that was the back end. Okay. Moving on. You didn't respond to my Discord DM. Me and my friends, or me and my family, are currently approaching your location. don't even know what that is. Obviously, I know that's a tiny little crab, but what that big bubble is. Oh, oh dear. Why is it shaky for? Honestly, I do this as well. Literally, you put me in a cage, this is exactly what I'm doing. Night night, Jimmy. Have a nice sleep. Night night. Thank you for sticking around.
I mean, then look at this then. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
Don't touch the paws. Oh god, they squeak.
Estoy bien cansado. No puedo caminar.
She took my nut and ran.
Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
Okay, why is the camera angle there? Of all the places to put it, why did you put it there? I'm getting copyrighted later on. Oh god. Cute panda. But why? Oh, there it is. Okay. Well. That was just an interesting bit to look at. Right. So let's just put this. We're not gonna end stream just yet. We've still got. I do want to try and read this short book for a little bit, and then yeah, then I think that's when we'll call it. So, because I am starting to lose a bit of my my energy, shall we say, and it may need to recharge for a bit. So, yeah, we're gonna read To Tell You the Truth. That's literally what it's called. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna be reading To Tell You the Truth, just to take us out. So, let's go. Okay. Okay. So we're just gonna read a few. There are the facts, and the facts, and oh god, there are the facts, and then there is the truth. These are the facts. It is the summer solstice, June 1991. You're only 9 years old. You're short for your age. The school nurse has recommended that you lose weight. You struggle to make friends and often feel lonely. You've been bullied. This is a great start. Teachers and your parents frequently encourage you to participate more in group activities, but you prefer the company of your imaginary friend. We know you spend time that night in Stoke Woods because when you get home, leaves and pine needles are found on your clothes and in your hair. There's dirt beneath your fingertips as you reek of bonfire smoke. Home is number 7, Charlotte Close, the modest house identical all to the others, as a short cul-de-sac built in the 1960s. On a strip of land sold for development by a dairy farmer. It is situated adjacent to Stoke Woods, a couple of miles from the famous suspension bridge that links this semi-rural area directly to the city of Bristol. We know you arrive at 137 I should say, 3 hours and 6 minutes before dawn. As for the rest of what happened, you describe it in many times in the day that follow, and you paint, of course. an exceptionally vivid picture, because even at that age you have a facility with words. You tell it this way. The stitches in your side feel like a blade, but you daren't stop to slow your race through the woods towards home. Trees are gathered as far as you can see with the still menace of the waiting army. Moonlight winks through the Capony as its milky fragments dot and dumb the understory. The shifting light shrinks shadows, then elongates them. Perceptive tilts. You drive forward into thicker undergrowth, where normally you tread carefully, but not tonight. I think I'm going to change the mood just a little bit, because can you not fall, for goodness sake? Because I think this will actually make it a lot more not menacing. There we go. Kind of. And there we go. Nettles rattle rake your skins, and heaps of the leaves would feel more as treacherous as quicksand when your shoes sink beneath the crisp surface. Where are we? The depths below are damp and grubby. It's a little easy when you reach the path. Though its surface is uneven and small pebbles scatter beneath your soles, your nostrils still prickle in the smell of the bonfire. It is easy to unlatch to the gates of the woods car park, as you've done it many times before, and from there it is only a short distance from home. Each step you take slaps down hard onto the pavement, and by the time you reach Charlotte Close, everything hurts. Your chest is heaving, you're gasping for breath. You stop dead at the end of your driveway. All the lights are on in your house. They're up. Your parents are usually neat the silhouette. They are tidy, modest folk. A bonus fact, including you and your little brother, the four of you represent the paper, the component parts of a very ordinary family. Okay. But when the front door opens, your mother explodes through it as the light from the hall renders her nightgown translucent, as you have a mortifying impression that her naked body you're watching, barrel up the path towards you. And there's nothing normal about that. There's nothing normal about anything on this night. Your mum envelops you in her arms. It feels as if she's squeezing the last of your breath from you. Sussy, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Into the tangled mess of your hair, she said, "Thank God," and you let yourself sink into her. It feels like falling, limp in her tight embrace. You think, please can this moment last forever? Can time stop? But of course, it can't. In fact, the moment lasts barely a second or two, because any good mother would. Yours raised her head and looked over your shoulders, down the path behind you, into the darkness where the street lighting is inadequate, where the moonlight has disappeared behind a torn scrape of cloud, where the only other light is rimming the edges of the garage door of number 4, and every other home is dark. and she says the words you've been dreading. But where's Teddy? You can't tell them about your den. You just can't. Eliza would be furious. Your mum is clutching to you by your upper arm so tightly it hurts. You have the feeling she might shake you. It takes every ounce of your energy to meet her gaze, to widen your eyes, empty them somehow if anything bad she might read in them, and say, "Isn't he here?" By the way, that was the prologue. Now we're on chapter 1. I typed the end, clicked the save button, and clicked it again, just to make sure. I felt huge relief that I'd finished my novel, and on top of that, a heady mixture of elation and exhaustion, but there's also terrible nerves. Much worse than usual, because typing those words meant the consequences of a secret decision that I'd made months ago would have been faced now. Every year I write a new book, and the draft I'd just finished was my 5th novel, a valuable property, hotly anticipated in publishing houses in London, New York, and other cities around the world. Valuable property were my literary agent words, not mine, but he wasn't wrong. Every day as I wrote, I imagined the statue tapping of feet beneath desks as publishers awaited the book's delivery. And this time, I felt extra nervous because I knew I was going to send them something they weren't expecting. Brave, Eliza had said once she'd figured out what I'd done. I'm sorry, I told her. I meant it, and I meant it. Her voice had a new, nasty rasp to it, but everything had its price. Under different circumstances, just turn it up just a little bit. There we go. Eliza would be the first to point that out, because my goal is pragmatic. I knew what I had to do next, but it was scary. I had a routine for summoning courage, because it was already hard to find, frequently lost in the scattered doubt of writing a novel. Counting to 30 took longer than it should have been, because I decelerated. I am the master of avoidance. But when I got to 0, I focused like a sniper taking aim. One tap of the finger and the novel was gone. Out there, 330 pages on their way to my agent, via email, and it was too late to change anything now. I waited as long as a minute before refreshing my inbox and to see if he acknowledged receipt. He hadn't. I deleted emails from clothing retailers offering me new season discounts because I thought they were traitorous messages reminding me of my internet shopping habit at a moment when something more significant was happening. I thought I did glimpse a jumpsuit that I thought I might revisit later. It was a butterfly colour, hot this spring, apparently and easy to accessorize, tempting and definitely worth another look. But not now. I drummed my fingers onto my desk, refreshed again. Nothing. I clicked the back button to check if they had the jumpsuit in my size. They did. No low stock warning either. Nice. I added it to my shopping basket anyway. Just in case, I went back to the email. Refreshed again. Still nothing. Checked my spam folder. Nothing there from Max. But good to see that hot woman was still available for activities at my city tonight. We all get emails like that. For good. Why do we always get emails like that? I deleted all spam. Refreshed my inbox once more. No change. Also, you might want to delete your spam folder. I'm just saying. I picked up the phone and called. He answered immediately. He had a lovely voice. Lucy. Just a second, he said. I'm on the other line. Let me get rid of somebody. And he put me on hold. He sounded excited, and it made me a little fluttery. Okay? Not because I'm attracted to him. Please don't get the wrong idea. Because he's the person that I plot and plan my career with. The gatekeeper to my publishers. Negotiators-in-chief of book details. Firefighters-in-chief when things go pear-shaped. And a recipient for a percentage of my earnings in return. Max and I need each other. I'm his most successful client by far, and it was no surprise that he'd been trying to contain his impatience as my deadline for submitting the first draft of this book had approached. Delivering prep talks and confidence boosts via phone and email, whenever I met him, I noticed his nails were bitten to the quick. He came back on the line just after a moment. I'm all yours. It's done. You. Bloody miracle. I heard his keyboards clatter as he checked his email. Got it, he said. There was a double click as he opened the document. I imagined his eyes on the first page. Seconds passed. They felt like a millennia. Max? Was he reading it? Was he gripped by the first few lines of my story? Or had he scanned a few pages ahead and was already feeling the cold wrap of horror, the clutch of disappointment? My nerves were shredded enough that I could catastrophize a 3-second pause. I'll read it immediately, he said. Right away. You must put down the phone and go directly to Celebrate. Do not pass go. Treat yourself. Have a bath. Have a bath. Open a bottle of something delectable. Tell that husband of yours to spoil you. I'll call you as soon as I finished it. At the very start of my career, I had noticed Max's office. I had visited Max's office. I used to try to imagine what it was like. I thought he had the type to have a leather chair well stuffed enough to cradle his buttocks in comfort in a big desk. Very specific, thanks. Its surface large and polished so it had reflected light from the window it faced, which was probably ornate. Containing leaded glass, perhaps, or framed with elaborate stonework. That's the sort of person Max seemed to me to be, in spite of his bitten nails, a puppet master. Only a puppet master would have a desk like that. He must have sunken in a few cocktails, or wouldn't have been brave enough to say it out loud, as he half smiled. The expression aligned his asymmetric features. But you're the one who has the power of life and death, he replied. Fictionally speaking, he added, after a beat. True. Beyond the chair, the desk, and the architectural features, I also imagined that Max's office would be messy. Beautiful bones framing disorder of how I saw it. It was very attractive image to me. I could find beauty in surprising things. You have to when violence reverberates through your work. I imagined every thriller writer will have their own way of handling this. And by the way, when I got round to finishing Max's office in person, I found it to be nothing at all like what I expected after Max. Oh, this is chapter 2. After Max, Daniel, my husband, who was always the second person to know when a book was finished. But I wanted a few moments to myself before I told him. Moments when I didn't feel watched, because I felt like people watched me all the time. My first novel had been published 4 years ago, and exploded onto a crime fiction scene. My publisher's words, not mine. Very specific there. And high onto the bestsellers list, where it stayed for months. And I was introduced to the concept of a book a year something max. Of a book a year, something Max and my editors insisted on being of paramount importance. Since then, people have taken extreme notice of me. They watched what I was writing next and learned to deduce how quickly I was writing it. They watched me at events. Online, they watched like hawks. They bombarded me with messages on social media. I even had one fan, so far unidentified, who had located the house in which Dan and I rented our flat, a modest building in a graffiti and coffee shop speckled neighbourhood of Bristol, and left gifts on the doorstep. The presents weren't really for me, though. The heroine of my novels was Detective Sergeant Eliza Gray. She was based on my childhood imaginary friend. Write what you know, they say, and I did. People were mad for Eliza, and those gifts were for her. They included her favourite condiment, cloudberry jam, discovered when she was on a secondment of a case in Oslo in Book 2, and her favourite beverage, a caffeinated energy drink. They made me uneasy, and I won't lie. However well-intentioned they were, I asked Dan to get rid of him. It felt like an intrusion into my private life. It had profoundly shocked me how suddenly and complete I had become public property. After the publication of my first Eliza book, I hadn't anticipated it, and had I known it would have happened, I might never have sent my novel to literary agents in the first place. The minute I signed over the rights to that book, no one cared about my natural inclination was to crawl around my privacy as tightly as a woodlouse. My moment of aloneness in the office was disappointing. Instead of basking in a sense of peaceful privacy, as opposed to the fraught loneliness that usually characterized my writing days, I could only see the mess. I'd shut myself in that room for weeks just to get the book finished, working on a crazy schedule of late nights and dawn starts. Sometimes a frenzy of typing in the early hours, intercepted with snatches of fractured sleep. Wait, what? My circadian rhythm had been more tarantula than waltz, as it showed. Even my printer looked tired, its trays askew, fallen papers on the floor beneath it. A courtesan whose client just left. She dreams of marrying him, but I mustn't personify my printer. There we go. What will you think of me? The floor and coffee table was hardly visible beneath the townscape created from piles of printed drafts and research materials. Should you really dump stuff on an authentic Persian rug? Dan asked from the doorway a few weeks ago, when the surface could no longer contain all the clutter, and it had begun to creep over the floor. I hadn't thought of it that way. I was more used to the soft furnishing from IKEA. We both were. It's as if it's all we ever had known. But when we were at the point where Dan was getting accustomed to the finer things in life, and growing into the new wealth of my books, had brought us more quickly than I was. He had the time to luxuriate in it, and figure out how to spend it. I didn't. My writing schedule saw to that. I couldn't afford to look up from my work and enjoy the changes in our lives. I was barely aware that it was happening. It wasn't the fancy rug that took some getting used to. The cottage we were renting was also a reflection of what we had found. Found ourselves newly able to afford. The weekly rate had seemed eye-watering to me when Dan first proposed the idea, an insult to my natural inclination to an economical and unflashy, but Dan had insisted that we needed to be here. You can't do the final push on this book in the flat, he said, with an irritated air of authority, honed for years on the subjects of writing and the creative process, but recently applied more frequently to our domestic life. It's too claustrophobic. We'll be on top of each other. He was right, and I knew it. But I love writing in our cozy one-bed flat, and its view of the little row of shops opposite, and the smells of bakery wafting across the street every morning. And I felt superstitious. I'd written all my books so far in that flat. What if a change of routine affected my writing? What if it signaled that I had to go above myself? Everyone knows that tall poppies are the first to be decapitated. But even though those anxieties raised a swarm of butterflies in my stomach, I knew I had to take Dan's wishes carefully into consideration, because he worked full time for me, now, and it made the issue of who had the power in our household a delicate one. I tried to think how to frame my objections to renting the cottage in a way that wouldn't upset him, but I got tongue-tied. Words flow for me when I'm writing. They can stick in my throat like a hairball when I have to speak up for myself. Dan softened his tone just to deliver the right winning line. We can easily afford it. I've looked at the numbers and imagined being by the countryside, by the ocean too. It'll be good for us. I was susceptible to emotional blackmail and to the potential for romance. Writing is a lonely job, as I said. I also had to trust him on the money, because he managed my finances for me. Trying to grapple with taxes and columns of numbers plunged me into panic. I agreed to rent the place and watch him click, book now, but as he did, I had a strange feeling that life had somehow just shifted a little bit beyond my control. There's something else I should mention. In the spirit of full disclosure, on paper, ours was nice, mutually beneficial, privileged arrangement where I could write a thriller each year and continue to take in the money, and Dan would provide all the support I needed. But there was a large, rather revolting fly stuck in the ointment, its leg twitching occasionally. The fly was this: being my assistant wasn't the life Dan had dreamed of. He wanted to be the bestseller author too. Okay. On the night Teddy disappears, you wait until midnight before trying to leave the house. You're eager to get going before dawn will break in just a few hours. And it's only until that the spirits will be out, moving along amongst real people, making mischief, playing tricks. You know what happens in the summer stolus because you researched it in the library. You are a very able 9-year-old, exceptionally bright. Your teachers wrote in your report, reading and writing to a level well beyond your age. What's also beyond my age is this water that I'm about to have, because I need some. We're pretty much in for the long haul at this rate. Yeah, we'll keep going. We'll see. Okay. Your bedroom door creaks open and the noise cuts right through you. You count to 10 and nothing happens. So you think you're safe and you step onto the landing, but Teddy's door opens when you're right outside it. "What are you doing?" he says. You shush him, hustle him into his bedroom, helping him get back to bed, nestling his blankie by his head just the way he likes it. "Go back to sleep," you whisper. You stroke his hair. You put his thumb onto his mouth and sucks. His eyelids droop. You force yourself to stay there until you're sure he's gone back to sleep. You've just crept over to his bedroom door when he says, "Lucy, I want you." Your fingers clench. You very badly want to go out into the woods. You've been planning this for weeks. You turn around. He looks sweet lying there. Do you think you can be really quiet? You say. Teddy can be quiet. He refers to himself in the third person more often than not. Later, someone will say as if he's always knew he wouldn't be with us for long. Don't take me with you, Eliza says in your head. Your imaginary friend always has an opinion. He'll cry if I don't, you reply silently, and wake up Mum and Dad. Then you can't go. That's not an option you want to consider. You hold out your hand, and Teddy's eyes brighten. Do you want to come on an adventure? You ask him. Chapter 3. Sitting in my office alone didn't just feel disappointing. I also felt guilty. Because in the end, I froze in place. Because in the end of the book was happy news, and Dan deserved to share it right away. My schedule was punishing for both of us, and he needed these moments of celebration just as much as I did. I levered myself up from my seat, left my hair with a sense of traversing a portal, and found him in the kitchen stirring a casserole dish. I watched him for a moment before he sensed me. He seemed preoccupied by something. The wooden spoon doing little more than troubling this surface of wood. Surface of the food. I don't know where the woods come from. Hi, I said, from the doorway. He turned and half smiled, evidently trying to assess my state of mind. His first instinct at this stage of the book was to be very wary of me. Here I was, his very own Gollum, whose precious obsession was a novel. Has she finished? Finally? Or had her gaze and bloodshot stare been fixed on a blinking cursor at the top of a blank page, while at the far end of her optic nerve shredded itself with doubt? I saw those questions in her eyes, and had the stupid idea that it might be fun to break the tension by conveying that I had good news to share by doing a little victory dance. I tapped one fist on top of the other, twice, then swapped over. Got my hips swaying. Keep it jaunty. Is he doing the Macarena? It took a lot of concentration in the exhausted state I was in, and I might have been frowning, but I wanted to try it, because it was the sort of thing that he and I used to do all the time. A frivolous language we shared with one another that made us giggle. But Dan's eyes widened. It was as if he didn't know how to speak frivolous anymore, or he didn't want to. I stopped, awash with self-consciousness. He flipped the dishcloth he was holding over his shoulder and cleared his throat even. How's it going? He said and asked. He was wearing a novelty apron I bought him, with the slogan, I can cook as good as I look. He did look good. Sleek and composed, buffed and polished. The Dan I'd met 7 years ago, that shabby podgy guy running on creative passion and budget groceries, had transformed by the injection of money. He wasn't just taking care of his appearance, but worked on improving himself in other ways too. He knew about wine now. And that's it, okay. He'd invested in a fancy car. He even encouraged me to get a stylist. But I hadn't had the time to do that, or keep up with him in other ways. The only efforts I'd made to improve were my occasional splashy online clothing purchases. And even then, I was never quite sure whether I had bought the right thing. I also wasn't exactly certain when Dan's patterns of transformations had begun. When I wrote my second book, the third, after the big royalty check, the book a year schedule meant the time was some times confusing to me. It was wait, what? It's Leanne. I can't speak. Linearity, I think that is how you say it. I'm just going to pretend that is exactly how you say it. A deck of cards that can be reshuffled. Mental space for orderly recollection of reality. And I thought of my memories as tall grasses that can be blown this way or that. Your memories were like that before you started writing, Eliza muttered. I couldn't deny it. Eliza and I were always honest with one another. Earth to Lucy, Dan said. Hello. He seemed tetchy. He hated that when I zoned out. I finished the book, and I sent it to Max. Truly? I nodded and smiled at him, realized it was probably the first time I'd seen him smile in a while. The relevant muscles in my cheeks had fallen slack from disuse, but making them work was a glorious feeling. Dan hugged me, and I felt the adrenaline leave my body in a rush, and as if he was squeezing it from me, he smelled the wood smoke and ragu was making, the aroma of normality. I was landing back on Earth, coming back to life, blinking into the daylight. Congratulations, he said into the top of my head. The sweet intimacy of it was lovely. Bloody well done. Well, we definitely know he's British, that's for sure. What can I do? Can I make you a cup of tea? Yep, that confirms it. Anyone says that, they are immediately British, for sure. I sat down at the table with all the grace of a sack of flour dropped from a height, and felt as if I'd been released from a hospital room after months of convalescence. There we go. Everything was possible now. Normality was possible. I could make up to Dan for everything he's been doing for me. We could have some fun, just as long as they liked the book. If you make me a cup of tea, I'll have to kill you, I said, or at least, the very least, divorce you. Let's open a bottle of something very cold and very good. Okay. That's a first, but sure. Dan went to find the champagne. We brought some with us. The good stuff. Nothing fake. Another upgrade. I didn't dare to admit to him that I disliked the way the champagne smelled, sent a metallic sparkle up my nose when I drank it, or how the second glass of it sometimes made me cry. And the part of me missed the cheap alcohol that we used to enjoy. My spirits dipped a little after Dan left the room, because it was impossible to forget the secret I'd been keeping about the new book. And I felt the corners of my mouth droop when I heard him coming back. I made the effort to plaster that smile back on. Now wasn't the time to tell him. First, we needed our celebrations. I watched as he filled our glasses. The champagne was the palest, most fragile gold. One of the windows was cracked open, and I could hear the oceans and see the sun creeping behind the edge of the barn, a watery orb spilling yellow light. Dan placed a bowl of roasted nuts onto the table. Homemade, my favorite drink. He kissed me with dry lips and picked up his drink. Congratulations, he said, and I registered the lovely sparkle in his eyes that I hadn't seen for a while. And that made me melt a little, in the gentle tilt of his lips towards mine. But I also had to swallow my nerves, because he was giving me a cue, and I knew what I should say. I should toast Detective Sergeant Eliza Gray. I wrote about the Eliza Gray toast for the Sunday newspaper once, describing how Dan and I made it whenever the first draft of the new Eliza book was complete. Fans read the interview and picked up on our little ritual, sending me a photograph of themselves raising a glass once they finished reading the latest Eliza Gray novel. It became a thing on bookish social media. It had its own hashtag. Hashtag Cheers Eliza. I couldn't bring myself to say the words. Dan was expecting through, because it would be thought would have been tantamount to a lie after I'd effectively removed Eliza from this book completely by incapacitating her. I'll spare you the details, no spoilers, but that was my secret. The reason anxiety was pinching, even as I was supposed to be celebrating. Why did you do this? Eliza had whispered when it happened. I found it hard to get used to the way her voice had been altered by her injuries. It made me feel so horribly guilty. Nobody wants to hurt their childhood friend. The problem was, she'd become something more disruptive. When I had decided to base the character of Detective Sergeant Eliza Gray on her 5 years ago, Eliza has been a voice in my head, my friend, confidante and protector. It has been amazing to bring her life on the page, but she's evolved, somehow becoming more than words. It was as if she had formed from clay and life breathed into her. When I was writing my third novel, she stepped right after the page and into my life. I see you everywhere, I told her. I can't handle it. At first it had been manageable, but it began to happen more and more frequently, until Dan had noticed me being distracted by her. He asked awkward questions, accused me of behaving strangely. I didn't know how to explain it. I'll disappear whenever you want me to, Eliza had pleaded. You just have to say. But we both know that wasn't true. She was too much of a maverick and had been far too long since I had her under control. I don't want to be out of the books. Please don't do it. She sounded desperate, but I ignored her plea. It wasn't easy, because it hurt me to hurt her. But it was the way it had to be, and honestly, I didn't know what else to do. But it had worked. Eliza hadn't appeared to me in person since I'd written this scene. The scene that took her out of the book. I still heard her voice, but that was fine. I was used to it, and I couldn't remember a time when it hadn't been the case. Dan, left hanging, his glass in midair, confusion creasing his forehead, decided to speak for me. Though it wasn't his place to. Not really. But he said it anyway. Cheers, Eliza. He clinked his glass against mine, and I smiled as I swallowed my discomfort along with the champagne. How was I going to explain to him what I'd done when I could never tell him the truth about her? Because he'd never understand? After all, what kind of person creates a character who walks right after their books and into their lives? He would think I'd lost my mind. Okay, so chapter 20, we're on chapter 4 right now. I think that's a good introduction into the book so far. That was an interesting start. We might actually make, depending on how things go, we may actually make, I don't know, Wednesday more of a reading stream, because it's kind of fun to do that. Oh, God. But, yeah, my energy's completely been sapped. Oh, boy. Anyway, let me just quickly do this. Hopefully you did enjoy that little reading session. I definitely did. Like, it's a good start, definitely a good start to the book. My voice is going. Oh God. Where are my raters? Okay. Let's do. I have no idea. Okay, that's not going to work. How about Why not? Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Okay. Looks like we are raiding Filiano. There we go. Because why the heck not? That is very loud. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to wrap the stream up because I am pretty tired. Please don't. Please go back to my chat, please. Yep, we're back at my chat. Okay. So, hopefully everyone did enjoy this short little stream. It's definitely different to what I did before. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but I'm going to wrap up here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye bye. Wait, hold on. We're gonna do this properly. There we go. We get the idea. There we go. Okay, bye bye.